A few months ago, your voice was actually heard in outer space to wake up the astronauts.
Was that a kick?
How did that come about?
Well, I think, to tell the truth, it was a publicity thing for Star Trek V, but NASA and Star Trek have been closely aligned all through the years. When we started, and NASA was starting about the same time, we were good for NASA because NASA was getting its funds from the government, and the government was being run by the people, and the people tuned in to Star Trek to take a look at space, so it was all synergistic. It was incredible. When there were rocket shots to the moon, our ratings went up, and so that relationship has remained between us.
Now, every actor has some situation where he was very intimidated. Now, when you acted opposite Spencer Tracy in Judgment at Nuremberg, was that pretty intimidating for you?
That is the most original question I've been asked in a long time. That's the first time I've ever been asked that, and the answer is yes. And usually I'm not intimidated. It takes a lot to intimidate me. And he was so intimidating to me that when he delivered a long speech in the courtroom, I trying to ingratiate myself, I said to him, "Oh, Mr. Tracy, that was really wonderful. I didn't know because I had just come from the stage, and this was my first film. I didn't know film actors memorized things like that." And he never spoke to me after that.
Now, every actor has some regrets about things he's done. You could have been Dr. Kildare, is that right?
If I remember correctly, that's the truth.
Or any regrets about turning that down?
Well, I understand they're making 5 motion pictures on Dr. Kildare, too.
And Entertainment Tonight featured an album that's coming out of actors who try their hand at singing.
Uh-huh.
And what about that experience?
Well, I don't know how they got the rights to do that, because I certainly never gave the rights. I had made a couple of albums, actually. This particular album, years and years ago, was an idea of putting song and literature together, so that a song which had a philosophy of some kind was either complemented or went against was antagonistic to the philosophy of the song. And original music was written to the literary part of it. So there was two aspects to the cut. And so I did Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, which is about drugs, attached to Cyrano de Bergerac, which was may climb alone, but I may climb to no great heights, but I will climb alone, which was I'll be my own man. And there was original music. One doesn't work without the other. Apparently they just put on the LSD cut, the Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds cut. So I don't know how they got it. I think I'll sue.
Yeah. Was there ever a time in your life where, after the Star Trek series was canceled, actually, what was your reaction when the show was canceled?
To the original
series?
Well, I was very sad. I was out of a job. I had a baby. I had to get going. I started to work. I didn't know whether I could find work, because series actors usually don't find work for a year afterwards. That was quite not bad. I went out on the road, and I was in the theater for a year.
Okay. Well, as Captain Kirk, do you ever get special treatment? My brother's an airline pilot for Air Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while they have a celebrity and they bring him up to the cockpit. How often does that happen to you?
Actually, I put the pilot in my seat and I take the airplane. There's no special treatment. I just let the guy the rest of it.
Okay, on the first day of shooting in this film, you must have been kind of nervous. You've directed T.J. Hooker, A Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. But your first day actually shooting, directing people on this film, how did you feel?
We were in Yosemite, and it looked like rain, and we had a piece of a set that was either going to work or was not going to work, and we didn't know until we got on it. And we were in a parking lot at Yosemite with thousands of people looking at us. And I put my eye to the eyepiece. The cloud, I'm not kidding you, the clouds parted, sunlight came, which we needed, the wall worked, the people were quiet, and everything was on, and I felt good.
One of the funniest Saturday Night Lives I've seen in the last 3 years was the one time you hosted. And you poked a lot of fun at yourself and your image and Star Trek and T.J. Hooker. Was that very therapeutic for you doing that?
No, it was just very funny. I had a lot of laughs. I suppose if laughter is therapeutic, which it's supposed to be, it was.